little bit of turbo lag, then you go. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. You can see there's a turbo boost hitting there. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Pedro's Autovlog. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. Today, we're going to get behind the wheel and review this 2023 Volkswagen Jetta Sport sedan. Very excited to do so because I've never driven a Jetta before, obviously just a little bit to here, but I've never driven a Jetta before. I've driven a Volkswagen GTI and I've been in other Volkswagen products, but not driven a Jetta before, and especially a 6-speed manual Jetta, which this one is. First of all, guys, want to give a big shout out to Bartow Ford for allowing me some time with this Jetta. This is part of the used car inventory, and even though it's a 2023 with just under 3,000 miles, it is part of the used car inventory. Big shout out to them, guys. I'll put all their information and a link to their website in the description below. So what we have here is the 7th generation of Volkswagen Jetta. This one that we have with us, guys, of course, being a 2023 and 2022, that 7th generation got a refresh. So it's basically just off a refresh from last year. Very, very nice sporty design to this Jetta. Really nice the way it looks. This one's finished off in a pirate silver metallic, which is an awesome shade of silver. And this one is finished with the cloth sport black seats inside. So taking a look, walking around of this Jetta, as you can see, really nice the sedan. Obviously, they consider this a sports or a compact sedan. I think it's in pretty good size. This is probably the same size as an Accord, Camry, or an Altima. Really, really nice. Kind of looks like a Chevy Malibu in some sort of spots, but it's really nice design. Kind of pointing out here to the back. Really nice what the lights are here in the back. These are LED lights in the back. Of course, you got the Jetta name here with the black Volkswagen logo badge there, as you can see. Really nice the way this is sedan, especially in the silver. Really nice, kind of cleanish, German type of design. Now this one here being the sports model. Now there are 5 trims to the Jettas. Obviously, we got the base S. This is the next trim up, which is a sport. Then we have the SE, we have the SEL, and then you can go to the really sport version called the GLI, or the it used to be the GTI. Now it's the GLI version, which is the most sportiest version of the Volkswagen Jetta. Now this one here being a sport, guys, comes with this 17-inch wheels. It's a really nice aluminum wheels with some black inserts. Really nice. These will come wrapped around 205mm Bridgestone Turanza all-season tires, which is a really nice good tire. Volkswagen did a really nice design to the in terms of the design of this Jetta. Sometimes not the most exciting car, but this one in particular, they did a really good job. I think it looks really nice, especially coming up here. Up here, we do have LED headlights. We also have some LED, a little bit of indication lights here that turn on with your quarter lights. We do have halogen turn signals and a little bit of LED light here in the night that loads up with your headlights. Really nice design to the front wheel, as you can see. We got a little bit of chrome design here. We got the big badge, Volkswagen badge there in the front. Coming around on this side, you can see a really nice clean design. I really love the also, as you can see, the sport little badge there, as you can see, as part of this trim. Really nice. I mean, Jetta has done, Volkswagen has done a good job, clean job of what the design of this Jetta has become. Obviously, it's a bigger sedan, used to be a lot smaller. Now, of course, this the name Jetta comes from, it's very interesting the way Volkswagen named their cars. If you guys don't know, but Jetta comes from basically, there was a time in the Volkswagen department when they used to name their cars after trade winds around the world. Jet, of course, if you split that jet, it means comes from a jet, and TA and Jetta was kind of, it was named after basically a jet stream or basically stream from the world. And as some of the old models, because this car is also known as the Bora in certain places and other names as well around the world, which is basically a global platform. So the names to Jetta and all that kind of stuff, I never knew that Volkswagen used trade winds to name their cars, which is a little inside thing that I didn't know. So coming here to the back, we have our key here. As you can see, very simple key, very nice little simple key. Now, of course, this is an old school way because this is the way you got to turn your car with a key. Actually, you got to press that back in. We got open, close. Of course, the trunk trunk opening and a panic button. Let's go ahead and pop the trunk. As you can see, we got those LED lights blinking there. Now coming here to the back, a really nice size of trunk, 14 cubic feet of space. It's really deep as well and low, so you can definitely carry some good bags in here. Of course, the seats don't go back to 60/40, as you can see there. There are some floor mats here that are part of this Jetta. It says, it's a semi-used Jetta with just over 3,000 miles. It's still practically a brand new Jetta. As you can see, it's a Volkswagen cargo protection system. Now we don't have no spare tire underneath here. Just lift this up so that you can see. And where is the little thing here? You can just grab that here. We do have a spare saving tire space here, but no space saver or no tire here at all. Basically a kit for repairing a tire and all that stuff. That's all there's included on this. But really nice, very good size trunk for this Jetta. I can't ask for more. Probably one of the roomiest trunks I think probably in this segment. Let's go ahead and lower the trunk on this girl. Like I said, we got a reverse camera as well and some LED lighting here at the back, and there's the black VW badge, as you can see. Really cool and nice design. Now there's no coming here to the back. A bit of a mix of colors and a little bit of black trim here in the bottom, but there is no exhaust whatsoever underneath this Jetta at all. Let's go check out what's powering this Volkswagen Jetta and pop the hood on this girl. And let's check it out. Go ahead and raise it up. A little bit heavy. Let's go ahead and this one does not have any type of hydraulic assistance. We're gonna get a little stick here and put it right here where it's indicated. So here we have the 1.5 liter inline 4 turbo producing 158 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. Of course, going through a 6-speed manual transmission. You can also get a 8-speed automatic transmission as well as part of an option. This is of course driving the front wheels. Then it's also interesting. It's got basically an electronic locking front diff as well to help you out with traction. But this is a pretty good engine overall. Of course, you also got the GLI model, which has the 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 with about 228 horsepower. But of course, you have to go to the GLI to get that motor. But this is really simple, guys. The transmission is very smooth as well, just what I drove it. But excellent motor, of course, fantastic gas mileage. You get about 29 miles to the city and about 42 highways. So excellent fuel economy combined as well in the mid-30s. All right, let's go ahead and drop the hood. Get our little stick back on there and drop the hood of this Jetta, and coming here to the inside of this Jetta Sport. As you can see, this has got the sport cloth interior, which is really nice. A little bit of piping there, as you can see. Very tough feeling cloth, really nice as the way it is. Obviously, we got a lot of hard plastics here, as you can see. Got some speakers here, but everything else is pretty hard plastic. Even this is feels like vinyl, but it's not that great, obviously. But it's obviously it's a base model. What can we do? So let's go ahead and jumping into this back seat of this Jetta Sport. So as you can see, cloth seats all around. Really nice little pocket here. We have no type of AC outlets or any type of connections here in the back, but overall the seats are very comfortable. The cloth feels really thick and pretty durable. I really like the piping and all that stuff. And here, of course, we do have a center armrest with some cup holders. Really nice. We got a third headrest there, as you can see. No sunroof on this one at all, but I'm sure you can get it as an option. Here we have the interior cockpit design of this dash layout of this Jetta, which is really nice, very simplistic German design, but overall a little bit basic here in the back. Pretty basic. There's nothing else, no connections, nothing like that. Everything's hard plastic, but overall it's not bad. I mean, what you get, you're talking about a sedan that's the lower not even the mid-20s. I think it's quite a bit of sedan for the money though. But all right, let's go ahead and get to the front. All right, coming into the driver's side of this Jetta Sport. So let's check out how the materials are here. This is a little bit softer here than the back. Obviously, we get a bit of aluminum trim, as you can see. There's a really nice pattern to it. And we have a little bit softer leather here. Controls for your windows and mirrors. And of course, you got a speaker there, and also these are basically for your gas cap and the trunk opening there, the little buttons. We got your basically close and open there. And interior wise, it's really nice. Obviously, I love this. I love cloth seats. These are no exception. These are really nice, kind of sporting. Got a bit of piping there, as you can see, and some white stitching. Of course, these are manual seats. We got a little bit of leather on the steering wheel as well. And then for the rest of it, it's just plastic, type of thing. But there is a really nice aluminum trim there. Steering wheel is manually adjustable for an aft. We got a little bit of sport pedals. You can see there, this part of the sport model does get some aluminum pedals there. Really nice the way this interior is, even though it's more basic, but it is part of this lower price or mid-size price of this sedan. So let's go ahead and jump in. Interior, it's very simplistic design, very Germanish in terms of its design. Very simple, just the main things that you need to have. I really like this aluminum trim, which really gives a little bit of light to the interior. Overall, all black. The visibility is really nice though. Really nice visibility. The windows have plenty of space, and the rear visibility is a little bit smaller, but not too bad. Obviously, if we had a sunroof, we got a little more interior light, but I love the headliner that is black, doesn't get dirty, and but it's overall a really nice clean cockpit, very nice, and just very simplistic ergonomic as well. So let's go ahead and start this car. Now obviously, this being a 6-speed manual, we're just gonna go ahead and press the clutch, and we gotta get our key, because this is of course a little bit old school. We gotta insert our key and get this engine started. Make sure there's a manual. We're in neutral. So as you can see, we got all our controls and everything, all our LCD screen starting. And before we go on, let's go ahead and let's try to hear this engine. Oh, you can definitely hear the turbo whistle on this one. Oh yeah, for sure. The engine sounds pretty good though, and I love that you can hear a little bit of turbo whistle. Awesome little engine. So all right, let's go ahead and close the door, get a little more quietness inside. So an overall very nice design to this interior of the Jetta. Obviously it's a more modern, of course, brand new modern, the type of interiors that Volkswagen is putting in their cars. Here we have a all digital LCD screen. This is about 12 inches here. We got basically a little bit of different connections. We'll go back in just a few moments with this one. Coming here to the side, guys, we got of course that aluminum trim that I just mentioned, really nice. All that gives a little pop to the interior. Overall all black plastic interior, but not bad. I love the seats, and I love that little styling that really helps out the interior. Let's check out the glove box, which is a pretty good size glove box. You can see everything's still brand new in this packet, being that this car only has just under 3,000 miles, even though it's a 2023. Still basically a brand new car. Coming here to the middle, we got a 7-inch screen, 7-inch touchscreen here. As you can see, we got basically Volkswagen system. We have a basic speaker system, just to start with that. That's a pretty decent sound. Obviously you can get I forgot the name of it, but you can get a different sound system on this one. The higher trim level you go. Being the touch is pretty easy to touch. You can see very simple to do, very easy to navigate. Of course, we got bands, we got station. Now this being pretty simple, really have not much of options. There's no navigation or anything like that. We got radio, telephone, vehicle settings. If you press the vehicle, it tells you all kinds of settings here. Drive safely, data, gives you the miles per gallon, all that kind of stuff, consumption and energy, climate control, all simple stuff. But you know, the graphics are really nice and clean and crisp, because we got voice command. We got of course changing stations. We got at least a volume knob you can do manually, radio, media. This has got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Coming down here, this is only a single Sony AC. Here on the bottom we have no type of seat heaters or anything like that. Simple AC, simple single Sony AC, 2 USB connections here, a little bit of space here to put it. There's no wireless charging at all in this model. 60 band speed, of course. And here we got your parking brake. We have basically your echo. These are basically the two things you can do: normal driving mode or eco driving mode. That's the only two settings you have. And these are all basically black buttons here. This is a 12-volt. This is of course a little 12-volt connection here. You can take off and charge your radar detector or something like that. Cup holders here, a little more space here. And if we raise this up, there's just a little more space in there, but no type of connections or anything like that. And this has a little bit of leather here as well. It's just not bad at all. Very simple, you know, very Germanistic type of interior, very simple and just straight to the point. Coming here to the center screen, of course, we got a little bit different view modes. You can see you can change your settings a little bit here, a little bit slightly configurable to see what type of settings you like. Obviously, you got lots of information. You got the whole analog speedometer there, or a digital one here as well. And you can change that up. Of course, here we got the tech, and you get a little more information as well: settings, driving data, economy, all that kind of stuff that every car gives you. Oh, temperature, we can check that out, 190. So all great little things you can have. And I'm going to switch this back to the tech since we are driving a manual. But of course, you got your LCDs, and of course you got your digital gauge for temperature and gas there as well. Everything feels at your fingertips, really nice. Of course, you got controls here for your volume and all that kind of stuff for your cruise control. And of course, this Jetta also has all the safety features as well: blind spot assist, all kinds of things, front collision warning. Now the only option you can get on this Jetta, I believe, on this one is basically the driver assistance package. Basically gives you the driver assistance and all that kind of stuff, a little bit extra more assistance to the driver, but basically it's about $1,000, and that's really all the options you have, except for some floor mats, different rims and all that kind of stuff. But that's basically what this Jetta is. A very simple designs, you know, very simple cars, but still really nice. I mean, the steering wheel feels excellent in your hand. All the materials, even though they're more plasticky, they feel pretty good, decent quality, especially here in the steering wheel, which you touch every day. A bit of aluminum trim, as you can see there, and the steering wheel feels really good in your hands as well. So this instrumentation is clean, very crisp. Everything's really well in your hands. Up here we got, of course, black headliner. We got a bit of nowhere to put your glasses, but you got this control for your lights, and basically that's about it. Rear lights and basically the SOS system that Volkswagen has as well. But overall, guys, really nice design to this Jetta interior, even though it's a little more sparks and, you know, kind of more Germanistic, but it's still very functional. And for $23,000, it's quite a bit of nice car and very comfortable seats as well. All right, so let's go out for a test drive. So of course, we got the 6-speed manual here. Let's go and check out the reverse camera before we go on. Of course, you got to press down and get that reverse going. So as you can see, guys, the graphics are not the greatest, but it's pretty clean. We do have some trajectory lines that do not move at all. So as you can see, we have, I don't think there's any motion detectors at all in the back, but you can definitely change the settings of the camera here. You can see the brightness, you can do different colors and change the hue of it, which is basically, that's about it. And that's your camera there. You can definitely switch it back off. And for the reverse, all right, let's go ahead and go out for a test drive of this manual, 6-speed manual Volkswagen Jetta Sport trim sedan. Now let's go ahead and do a quick U-turn here. It's very simple. Look how easy this turns over. The steering feels pretty light in your hands. Overall, the car feels really light. The seats are very comfortable too. They feel nice and grippy in your butt. I really like this type of sedan. Now, this is a pretty light car. It's around 3,100 pounds, which is really on the lighter side of sedans. Obviously, a lot of sedans have so much technology and so much crap nowadays that they're in. Even the smaller size sedans are 4,000 pounds. 3,100 pounds is a pretty light, even to today's standards, for a sedan. I would say we're front-wheel drive. I don't think the Jetta is available in all-wheel drive or anything like that. So I wish Volkswagen would offer one. I think I'll make sure, guess what other models are available in all-wheel drive. But really awesome sedan. I mean, I like it. It's really nice. It looks good. Obviously, not a huge fan of this 4 doors, but transmission feels nice. Nice and crisp shift. Very light. The clutch is super light, and let's see how this handles here. Obviously, being such a light car, just so nimble. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, I love this type of feeling of a sedan that are super light. Yeah, transmission is super smooth. The clutch's engagement is super light. Very fun, very easy car to drive too. I believe this car, if you want to learn to drive stick, this is a fantastic car to do it in, because the transmission is so simple to operate this manual transmission. Very smooth transmission as well. I mean, the engine is super smooth as well. You can't really feel any vibrations of the engine. Obviously, it's a turbocharged engine, but very smooth as well. Downshifting. It's got some nice torque to it. I mean, it's not a lot of power. 184 pound-feet of torque. That's probably very low on the RPM range. And 150 is not a lot of horsepower, but it doesn't feel bad at all. Obviously, considering the lightness of the car as well, really helps it out in the driving. In terms of the handling, it feels really light in your feet. The suspension is comfortable, but at the same time, it does not feel, very wishy or very, soft at all. It feels pretty nice and stamped. Usually, the Germans, do a very good design or very good job in terms of the way they engineer their suspensions. They got that sportiness to it, but as well, they're not they're not stiff right or anything like that. They really do a good job. And the transmission is nice and engaging. Now there's a little bit of turbo lag there, and then of course the torque hits. There's the engine. Yeah, we got some nice pull to this engine. Oh man, yeah, I'm surprised how quick this little engine is, especially in manual. The brakes feel very good. They got a very nice initial bite to them. But the engine's got really peppy. I'm surprised. This is not a lot of horsepower, but just shows you how when a light car is, it's made it to this type of power, even the engine being a bit less powerful, it feels pretty nice in your hands though. Now, of course, we're stuck. Now, if we go down to second gear here. Obviously here in the graphics, you got basically the gears that switch to third or fourth, and of course you got your digital tach, and of course your digital speedometer, and of course your digital tach as well. But obviously if it's just the third, as it's indicating to do so, for more fuel efficiency. But very nice engine, very smooth car. The ride is very smooth. Oh, we got UPS here now. Okay, right here, let's go ahead and cross. If we push it here. Yeah, it's got really nice torque, very nice torque. I'm kind of shocked how good the torque feels, considering it's not anything over 200 pound-feet of torque at all. So, I think this is a very quiet car as well. There's all it is the very minimal road noise, but there's no wind noise, there's no tire noise. Even though we're going slow, we're only doing 37, but let's go see if we can get up to speed a little bit more here. But very nice. I mean, this sedan just feels so light on its feet too. The steering it's a little bit, you can tell it's a little bit over boosted. It's very light, but it does have a decent directness to it. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of, you can tell what's going on a lot, but it does turn pretty well, to be honest. Now, as you can see, it's a very relaxing ride. Everything's very simple. The car just feels light on your hands. It's quite interesting the way, this first time basically driving a Jetta. Of course, the other Jettas must feel different. Obviously, it's the first time I'm behind the wheel of a Jetta. But obviously, I did drive a 2019 Golf GTI, which obviously feels quite different. It's more sporty sedan and quite a bit different interior. But I'm very surprised how good this Jetta feels. Very nice car, very nice. Feels refined, to be honest. Feels very well put together. The steering, of course, it's very, very, I would say very, what do you call it? I forgot any word, but, feels very just so, simple, very Germanistic type of design of interior. Just your simple AC, your simple radio, no anything else, just a very minor trim, different colors of trim. But other than that, your 6-speed manual, and that's about it, just instrumentation. This is kind of your base car, and no wonder this is, $24,000. This one here that we have with us, guys, as you can see, just under $3,000. I believe Bartow Ford is asking 22.6, if I'm correct, 23.6. I'll put the numbers for you guys up on the screen. But and then the clutch engagement is pretty nice. You got a bit of turbo lag, then you go. Yeah, there we go. So you can see there's a turbo boost hit in there. It goes pretty nice. Now I'm not gonna be speeding here through a lot because it gets up to speed pretty decently, to be honest. It's about 7 seconds at 60. Of course, the lightness helps, but I'm not gonna go too quick because before I saw some law enforcement here on this side here on the street. So this is about a 55-mile-per-hour zone, and we're doing this about the speed. But I mean, if you just feel the car, yeah, this thing feels light on its feet. The power steering is a little bit over assisted, I can tell. But it does go point where you pointed to, and it's got a really good feeling. Super lightness on your hands, which is awesome. I love this type of feeling in a sedan. It's just really willing to help out, or really willing to kind of play along, and it handles a pretty lively car, to be honest. It does feel like it's ready to play, which I love about these cars. All these Volkswagens have a really good feeling about them for some driving. So as you can see, all the instrumentation is really nice and clear to read. Everything's on your fingertips as well. The transmission is very simple to do. The gear shift is perfectly precisioned. Wow, very impressed with this Jetta, to be honest. Really nice car. I wish we had a sunroof as well. Of course, you get that in higher trim options. Of course, I'd love to drive the GLI with the sport suspension, the more powerful engines, basically a 4-door or more a sedan GTI. But this is quite a lively car. And if you switch gears real quick here, guys, and just yeah, it's got some good power. I'm shocked at how good of a power this car has. Now, of course, you get this thing also an 8-speed automatic transmission if you don't want to drive the manual. But of course, this is going to be a good car for fuel economy, especially in a manual. So, and fun to drive as well. I don't think we'll make that light. I'll be probably not going to make it. So, and if we check out the brakes, oh yeah, it's got some good braking. Obviously, it doesn't have a lot of tires, so you can tell the brakes are a little bit more powerful than what footbed has in it. The tires are pretty 205, which are pretty light. Excuse me, it's got 205 tires, which are pretty small tires, not a lot of tire patch to the ground. But wow, very impressive car, very impressive little Jetta. I really like it. Very smooth clutch engagement and gears, and it's got some good power. As you can see, we can give it some power here. A little bit of turbo lag, but overall the clutch engagement is very smooth, very easy clutch. But you know what, pretty impressive with this little Jetta, even though it's not the most sport or anything. That very nice. This thing feels fantastic. So if you guys like this type of content, guys, let me know. Subscribe, guys, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys all the support. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys do me a favor and let's go ahead and just oh yeah, look how good this thing turns. Very easy car, super fun, very fun car to engage, very engaging car, especially with a 6-speed manual. So very light as well. I mean, this thing is just feels so good. I mean, wow, very impressive. I mean, in terms of the lightness and how eagerness that it wants to play. Let me know what you guys think of this Jetta, this generation of Jetta. I mean, I like it. Been very impressed with it. Very impressive little power, to be honest. There's a little bit of turbo lag at the beginning and stuff like that, but I mean, it's fun. That's the way, you know, the turbo cars are fun. Very easy. If you want to learn how to drive stick, this is a perfect manual to do so. I will definitely suggest it. And of course, you get also an 8-speed. If I didn't mention, you can also get an 8-speed automatic. In terms of the way the lightness feels, feels very good. It's very, you know, feels solidly built. Even though it's kind of sparse in here, considering, you know, there's not a lot of options or different trims and stuff or different, you know, things to play around with. This is basically a simple German, you know, no BS kind of car. This is just a simple car to drive, has fantastic fuel economy, and that's about it. Okay, let's go ahead and just check out the reverse camera. You gotta press down, get a reverse camera going. As you can see, there's pretty decently, the graphics are not the greatest, but not as clear as crisp they should be. But overall, there's no type of sensors or anything like that in the back, but you can adjust it in color, and that's about it. But all right, guys, let me know what you guys think of this 2023 Jetta Sport sedan. I like it. It's a really fun car, engaging, easy to drive, very simple, very nice and smooth ride, and for about $23,000, quite a bit of car, to be honest with you. It's a really nice car. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you so very much for watching. You guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.